Hello, it's James again here. Today I'm going to talk about just a few really golden pieces of advice when your child is looking at undertaking an 11 plus comprehension activity. So what the first thing is, and this sounds obvious to us as grown-ups, but your child really needs to read the text thoroughly and try and ascertain what is really going on in the story, in the piece, to give all of the questions proper context. Some children just skim read through the writing, the text, and then when they get to the questions, they really come unstuck. So obviously, when we're looking at answering questions, it's really important, and I advise children, just get a pen here, I advise children to underline the important words in the question to focus their attention. Sometimes you can get questions like, identify 3 things that Tom hasn't got. So the child would be advised to underline the word hasn't to emphasize what they need to do. The main thing I want to talk about here really is when we've got a piece of text and a question, the child identifies an important word in the question. 9 times out of 10, what children will do is just go through the text, find the key word, and they will assume that the answer falls within that particular sentence, which it most definitely is not some of the time, okay? So I always encourage children to read the bit before, the bit after, to find the best answer. That's what we always tell children, find the best possible answer, weigh things up. So again, we're looking at this idea of giving things context. The other thing I want to talk about is, and it is almost certain that children will see words in the exam in September that they don't know. Okay, I don't care who they are and how much they've read. No one knows the whole dictionary. Okay, this will happen. But the important thing is to have a strategy. So one of the things again is looking for the word they don't know and looking for the words around it to give it context, and that often gives children a very good clue as to its probable meaning. The other thing is looking at the root word or a word that it's derived from. That can also be a big help. Rather than the child just putting the shutters down and saying, I don't know this, we need to try and foster a kind of a growth mindset attitude when they're tackling difficult things, and it will be difficult, okay? We ask children to at least try and read a popular classic, around 100 years old, at least try and read at least a chapter or 2 chapters, preferably the whole book, but they need to be familiar with the classical ways of writing, because again, the 11 plus tends to be, for the CSSE anyway, tends to be from the classics. You know, it could be Charles Dickens, more accessible piece from Charles Dickens. It could be Dracula. It could be Jane Eyre. It could be anything along those lines. So I think it would be a mistake that children read something like Harry Potter for years 4 and 5, and then they get to the exam, they've never faced that type of text before. That's really, really important. I hope you found there's a couple of tips here really useful in your preparation for the 11 plus. And I'll see you again next time.